This
camera right now.
conference will now be recorded.
Hello, we're calling the regular meeting of the Town of Stratford Roosevelt Forest Commission meeting to order at 6:33 p.m. I'm looking for a motion for approval of our last meeting, which was January 27, 2021.
So moved, Bill O'Brien.
To approve the minutes.
I got a motion by Bill O'Brien. I got a second by Frank Bavacqua. Any changes, additions? If none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Oppose? All approved. Okay. Continuing items. Trail markers. I think this spring we should probably try to venture out and mark some trails. I think we have enough at this point. Or Frank, do you have any update on that?
How about May 1st? I was thinking for trail markers.
Great.
Saturday, May 1st.
Not because of May Day or anything, right? Just because it's May 1st. Okay.
No.
Just want to be clear on the record for that. Good. All right, perfect. May 1st. And that's a Saturday? Yeah, 8:30 in the morning. 8:30. If I don't have my schedule, I've been traveling. I'm back in soccer travel season for the spring, my last spring of soccer travel. So if I have a feeling I'm around that weekend. I will definitely be there. So.
All right, we'll put it on for now. Hopefully we'll get there.
Can you put that in the old business, Aileen, for the minutes?
Yep.
Aileen? Okay, thank you. Perfect. So 5-1.
We have callers. Can you
We have
identify
two
yourself?
callers. Oh, good. I saw. Yeah. Hello. We have two callers in.
Hi, this is Eddie Bitsko. I'm sorry I'm late.
Oh, no problem, Ed.
I misread. I thought it was 7 o'clock, not 6:30.
Oh, come on. I didn't think it was 7 o'clock till about 4 hours ago.
Okay. Welcome. Thank you.
I feel your pain. Oh, we had a second caller. They left.
And it looks like you have Ellen Scorbacari is on too.
Oh, Ellen's on. Hi, Ellen.
I'm here. Hi, guys.
Good to see you.
Thank you. I had to log onto my work computer. I logged off and didn't get the code.
Trust me, I get the whole. This is my fourth medium, I think. I went from Go meetings to Zoom to Teams to Google Meet. So this is the fourth. What's it called? Bob Ford would help me with that word. Tetrahedron. Is that it? Is that 4 sides or 5?
Tetra's 4.
Tetra's 4. Thank you. Tetrahedron. Good. There we go. The firefighters listening might like that one day. All right. So the boardwalk on the Orange Trail. Do we have anything to discuss on that? I mean, it needs to be replaced. I think that's just a continuing item at this point.
Yeah,
it is.
It's time to do something about it. We're talking about it, but nothing's happening. So.
Yeah, well, I believe. Did we ever get an estimate from it, Bob? I'm trying to remember now.
I do not recall if you actually got an estimate. I can talk to the fellow that we spoke with and see if he has any interest, but he's taken another job, so I don't know. I think he's pretty busy with the Aspetuck Land Trust right now. So.
Okay. And Aileen, as an action item, can we ask Kelly if we can get we need that fixed, that boardwalk on the Orange Trail. I mean, it's pretty precarious to try to go over that.
Hey, Bob, can I add something?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
This is Ed Bitsko. Ed Bitsko.
Yep, I know who it is.
Yeah, I happen to just meander through some websites and things just for the to find out, get some information on this. one of them was the U.S. Forest Services, and I was just, there's a lot of information on how to do boardwalk, wetlands, trail. The cheapest way to do it is with free labor, of course, but the materials are not going to be as expensive as I anticipated. Comparing, one of our conversations was with that bridge that was done on that Kyle had done on the Blue Trail, but it actually could be very reasonable if the labor is, it could be provided through a scout project, or, we go up there and do something of that, nature.
No, when you say a scout project, I don't think this would be an Eagle Scout project per se. That would be like definitely different troops adding into that. I think I don't know how many troops are in Stratford. I think there's 3 or 4, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I think there's 4 operating.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, 70. Yeah. At least 3 that I know of. Maybe 4. St. James, I'm not sure if St. James is still operating. But anyway, there are websites out there from the Wetlands Association and the U.S. Forest Service on how to build these things, and it's not all that expensive. It can go between $20, $30, $40 a linear foot. Depending upon what materials want to be used, how cheap you want to do it.
Well, it's not cheap. I think we want to, because that's one of those projects we want to do it right, and just, not the best to the best, but the best value, I would say, of material, right? So if you're saying between 20's low, 40's high, let's see what we can do at 30, right? That's probably, the answer's always in the middle.
Right. Your best bet would be using some type of AZAC or polymer type of tread, and then pressure treated undersides and galvanized spikes that would go into the wet area. But again, there's a lot of information out there, and it's not as expensive as I thought. It was actually pretty, very impressed. You could probably somewhere between $3,000 to $4,000. $4,000 is really tops, but more like around $3,000.
Remember, we also have the work of removing the existing stuff there, which is be labor intensive as well. Yeah, and that's
a big problem.
If you can go on mute, whoever, Alan, I think you're the loud guy. Thanks, Alan.
There's a lot of promising information out there, so I'm kind of hopeful.
Okay, well, that's good news. But it's something we got to put as an action item. I'm glad we're keeping out as continuing items. We just need to do something. Alan, can you go on mute, please?
Yep, hold on one sec, sorry.
Thanks, that's okay.
All right.
Alan's obviously at a skydiving exhibition right now.
Oh, I thought he was out for a bike ride.
Yeah, I know.
There you go, again.
Alan, you're still on live, by the way, so I just need to hit that mute button. Thank you.
Just give me a sec. Let me get over the Q bridge.
Okay, we'll let you get to the queue. Hopefully he's driving over the queue and not walking over the queue.
Yeah, just bear with me for a minute.
All right.
I had it going through the phone, and
yeah, that's okay. I know how it goes.
Disconnected.
I get you. All right, so we'll just go to the dog park. I can kind of talk through it a little bit. The dog park, I don't have any updates. I know it's been successful. People are going up there. I don't know. Anybody have any comments at all? Or concerns?
I have to. I'm not on the Q bridge, but no, I have to say it is very successful. It's up there several occasions, and it is well used. Very, very impressive turnouts.
Yeah, and they seem to be self-regulating themselves pretty well. Just to let everybody know, there was some a couple complaints only for snow removal, and they're the last ones to get snow removal, in the town. I guess it's part of the agreement. So just a little FYI, because the parking lot was the last thing to get paved there, and there was a little pushback, but that did get resolved. So I just want everybody to know that and just put it in the record. Alan, how we doing? Can we? All right. Scout camps, live edge repair. I don't know what we have to talk about on that. Any update from anyone?
No, it's still the same.
Okay.
Chuck Emerson was involved with that one scout of his, and still the same as it was last meeting.
Okay.
Yeah, fortunately.
Good. Thanks, Alan. Friends of Roosevelt Forest.
Bob,
The
well,
Facebook page.
if we're going to go May 1st to do
Oh.
trail markers,
Go ahead.
I'd suggest that we set some time to look at some of these projects. When we're up there on May 1st, if we could look
That
at some of these
sounds-
projects,
that's
the
no
Orange
problem.
Trail
We can-
Boardwalk, we could look at the live edge sighting.
That sounds like a great idea. Great idea. If we can get as many people as we can up there that day, that'd be great, just to kind of look at it. I think that's not a bad call at all.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that came in late. May 1st at what time?
May 1st, 8:30. I'm sorry.
8:30. No, I'm sorry, I was
8:30.
late.
No, it's Aileen's going to have it in the minutes for our next meeting, so we'll be able to see that because we will have an April meeting in all likelihood.
Appreciate it. All right.
Oh, Friends of Roosevelt Forest in the Facebook page. Bob, any?
Yeah, 183 members. Pretty steady flow of people who want to join. Generally good. Not misused in any way, shape, or form. Lou Logan's a pretty active poster. And, he seems to be up there on such a regular basis that he's got a pretty good sense of what's going on. They have a bunch of pictures of Razor's Edge up there doing cutting, removing, dangerous overhangs, dangerous trees from places that were near the trails. So that seems to be pretty good. All in all, just fine.
Great. And just so you know, I'm going to address the whole Razor's Edge thing later in the agenda. So but thanks for bringing it up on your part. No problem whatsoever. Ultra marathons, just to kind of remind everybody, these are the dates for the ultra marathons. I guess one's coming up in the next month. I can't believe it's almost April. So I think everything is. Anybody got any questions or concerns? I think Lou's been a good, not a good, that's an underestimate, a great steward of the forest. And I don't even know how many years he's been doing this run now. It's been a couple of years now, Bob. This has been probably, Frank, it's probably 4 or 5 years, and I think it's been pretty successful.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely interesting. I will not be running in, I think, any of these unless I get to a 5K on there, but it's good stuff. So if no questions, park repair. So I think I reported a lot of this stuff, but I'm just going to reiterate stuff. Kelly Kerrigan, and please note, has been amazing to work with. Her and the Parks Department have been very responsive as of late. So how do we say this? The abandoned beaver deceiver has been removed from Pumpkin Ground Brook. The abandoned Altice fiber that was laying on the ground near the dog park has been removed by Public Works. To my absolute surprise because of budgetary constraints, but to my delight, Razor's Edge came into the forest. Kelly, and one of her interns actually walked through the forest and identified some dangerous limbs and dangerous trees that were really near the walking trails, and they were removed mostly from the blue trail and the red trail. We need to go back out there probably and mark other trails and get some more removals of that. I will say everything that was removed was definitely, enhances the forest. Let's put it that way. So, and we've gotten, I can say this, 0.0 complaints of anything that's been removed. So that's always a good sign. And Kelly, he was very judicious and very careful of what was removed. So, kudos to her and her expertise. Matter of fact, she's not at this meeting tonight because she's actually at a training class regarding trees in Arbor. Help me with the term, Aileen. I don't have that Fordham thing going for me. Help me. Oh, you're on mute, Aileen.
Arborist?
Sorry,
What's it called?
she's taking an arboricultural class every Wednesday ending in March.
Yes, thank you. I thought it was a bigger word, Frank. I could say arbor. I just want to. But
Yes.
Arboriculture.
yes, I'm good with the 2 syllables. When I get over 4, I get a little tongue-tied. So it's all good though, and I just want to let everyone know that there's other things that need to be I always forget what they're called. They're not called the corral fencing, but what's it called? Is it corral fencing near the parking lot?
Split
Rail
rail.
fencing,
Rail
thank you.
fencing.
Rail fencing, yes. The rail fencing, there's some that needs to be repaired. But if you guys see anything egregious that needs to be repaired, please let me know. Hi, Chuck, how are you?
Good, how are you? I apologize for being delayed. I just got
No
off the
problem.
phone.
You only get a 15-minute detention this time, so it's not too bad being
Okay.
late. Oh, okay. So, yeah, any other things, I was gonna say, anything else you see in the park that needs to be repaired?
Hey, Bob, this is Bill. Do we know if
I
the
should
recent,
I should note, go ahead, Bill. Yep,
do we
go
know
ahead.
if the recent graffiti was taken care of on Monday?
No, thank you for mentioning that because I was just thinking about that. I don't know if that was taken care of. I would imagine it was. I only because I haven't heard anything from anybody. But Bill, if you could do a follow up on that, that'd be great.
Yeah, I will. Yeah.
Yeah, because they were pretty all over it. I think I know the mayor's office wanted it removed quickly, so I'm sure they were moving.
And as I think it was Bob Ford mentioned, what I was thinking, another argument for cameras.
I'm sorry. Who's ever typing really loud? If you could go on mute real quick. Thank you so much. Thanks. I'm sorry, Bill.
Yeah, as Bob Ford mentioned, and I was thinking the same thing. It's another argument for cameras because that was nasty graffiti.
Well, what a great segue, Bill. I owe you $1.
I'll collect.
So I will give you this $1 on this one. I have asked the mayor and the town council chair, Chris Pia, regarding cameras, and as of right now, as of whatever date it is, 3/24/21, there is cameras allocated in this budget coming up for the July 1st budget for the forest. So good segue though.
Those
Thank you,
cameras
Bill,
have the license plate readers that we talked about.
Frank, I am going to say yes. I believe so. No, I believe so. That's what was quoted out. That's really up to the police department. I just want to let me emphasize, this is not going in our budget. This is going in the police department's budget. So,
Good.
yeah. So I would imagine they're going to get that as well.
I mean,
I could double
walking
check on
on
that.
foot,
Aileen, if you could let me know, if you could put that in the minutes, that the Roosevelt Forest Commission understands that money is being allocated to purchase cameras for the forest, and we do have a question: is if they're going to have license plate readers included in that installation? Good point. Thanks, Frank, for mentioning that.
Okay.
The Roosevelt Forest closed. Anything else on park repair? Well, I'm still on that. The forest closed signs, they're not up, and we're trying to put them in certain areas when the range is being used, or even last time, just so you know, when Razor's Edge was in there doing some tree trimming, parts of the forest were cordoned off with yellow tape, which was good because it only closed down. All that had to be closed down was the blue and the red trail. So that's kind of an effective way to do it as well. But I would like some forest closed signs in certain areas when the range is open, so you don't have to close all 400 acres when whether you have tree trimming or whether the police are using the gun range. So, and I know that's a thing that has to move forward. Map updates. I know Kelly's been working with, and I'm trying to think of the acronym because they changed their name out of Bridgeport.
MetroCog.
Thank you.
MetroCog.
MetroCog on updating the maps. I have to, also Athletic Brewing Company gave us a grant to update the maps, and that grant money is still, I will hate to use this term, but in a lockbox. So that money is secured as well. So I just want to let everybody know that update. Anyone have any questions on that?
Hey, Bob, I can't remember who, but somebody just mentioned to me recently that Athletic Brewing was asking about that donation.
They were, yeah. That was Mary Dean, and I did Bob Ford. Right. So Athletic Brewing, if you can hear this right now, Athletic Brewing Company was asking about the grant. Kelly does have, she wants to kind of let MetroCog do their thing. There's other projects that are going on, whether it's including mapping. So we're working on it, and we are giving information to the Athletic Brewing Company of what's going on. So I know that was going to be communicated either through Kelly or someone from the town side. I was speaking with Karen Doyle on that.
Thanks, Bob.
No problem. Yeah, it's important. You know, they made a huge donation, and we want to make sure, you know, it's going toward what they want as well. But we just don't want to waste $5,000 on maps that are being paid for by MetroCog. There's going to be there's enough. We're going to need more money for whether we put maps in the middle of the forest or whatever. So there's a lot to be done, and they're also, I think, working on. I always get the codes mixed up. The QR code, are they called QR codes as well? I think that's the term.
Yeah, the scout that's working with MetroCog, they told him that they can add a QR code.
Great.
And I'm wondering if some of that money can be, or can go toward the, so the two things that he was working on were the map update itself, and then to put markers on the trails that identify where a person is at any given time, at least every quarter mile.
Yep.
And to put some sort of sign on there that, you know, in case of emergency, dial 911. And then they can give that location to the dispatcher, and the town departments will have, you know, the map too, and be able to see exactly where on the trail they need to go. So I'm wondering if some of that money could be used for the signage that he needs to have made up.
Excellent. I agree with you. And Aileen, if you could just note in the minutes on that, so we can ask Kelly via the minutes, and that way it's recorded as well.
Great, thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm actually going through emails as we're speaking because there was something else regarding that I wanted to make sure, but we touched on. Okay, so St. James property, that's what I was looking at. So St. James, Kelly has reached out to the diocese, and the diocese has gotten, I'm sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
That note from, this is Aileen Marsh talking. If you notice on that note from Kelly, the second bullet has a comment about the forest map and MetroCog. If you want to read that.
I'm still good. Is that the note from today? All right, let me go back. I'm in my, okay. I'm in two different emails here, going back and forth. Let me see, 1 second. Yeah. Yeah, so, actually, Aileen, if you could read it, that'd be great, because I'm looking at it right here and I don't.
Okay, so Kelly, who is unable to make the meeting tonight because of the class, wanted you guys to know that she noticed some errors or omissions on the forest map that MetroCog is working on. She's working to have those fixed soon so she can publish and post the new map on social media, kiosks, etc.
Yep, thank you. I see that now in that email. That was the email today at 11 o'clock. So thank you, Aileen. And also getting back to where I was on the agenda. So she did speak to Andrew Schulz from the Diocese of Bridgeport regarding the St. James parcel. He needs to review everything in more detail, but he says it might be actually owned by St. James itself and not the diocese, which I believe he's correct on that. But he's going to get back to him. So, and the way I understand it is definitely owned by St. James Church, how I was told by folklore years ago. So, which makes complete sense to me. And obviously, I think we're interested in buying that. You know, it's almost 5 acres, I believe. I think it was 4.99 acres in the middle of the forest. It's a weird number.
Yeah, 3.99.
3.99. Thank you. Thanks for, I was off by 1.
Sure.
I knew it was 99.
Sure.
So there we go with that. All right. Any questions on that, on the St. James property? And I just want to make sure, I'm pretty sure we're all in agreement, but that's something we would want, right? The St. James property, or we're all in agreement. It's in the middle of the
Yes.
forest. They can't get to the property without going through the forest. It's kind of an island by itself, but it's 4 acres. I think it's a liability for both. I just think it needs to be corrected that way. It's just.
Yeah, I think we want them to donate it to the town.
I was just going to ask that. Was it donate?
Yeah, and I'm sure we could work out. I know they have camping things there, and they do some certain events there. I'm sure something could be worked out, Bill, with the town attorney, that St. James would still have use of that that property for what they do up there, within reason. Bill, if you could bring that to the town attorney through council.
Sure, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, this is something that it's been hanging out there a long time. I mean, when I first got on the Roosevelt, actually, that's not true. When I found out about that years ago, I've been trying for years and years to get that part of the forest. It's just, it's kind of silly. We had some property like that too in town, where it was the town property owned it, and there were some private owners in the middle of it. And so most of the time, the town has come up with agreements to take it. So
I never knew about it till Frank took me out there trail marking.
yeah, it's definitely it's known by about, I would say it's fair to say, about 1% of the population in Stratford, if not less, that St. James owns property in the middle of the forest.
Barely, you're right.
Yeah, and I think that 1% might be a high number. All right, new business. Meryl Pruitt approached me via email. There was a gentleman, and his last name was Nadeau, and I don't want to miss Nadeau. We used to what? Dan Nadeau. Ellen, do you want to talk about this? Because this is one of your this is to you too, so.
Yeah, sure. They're planning on putting up or planting a tree that's indigenous, I can't say that word, to the area. Okay.
Indigenous.
There you
See,
go.
that word I got. That's the one word I got. I couldn't get the other word, but I got indigenous.
So Kelly met Meryl Pruitt at the park, and I just happened to be there, and they decided on a spot. They're going to clean the area. It's going to be by the pond where there's a fireplace there. So I think that was the best spot. And I guess Dan Nadeau was a avid hiker, and he loved the forest. So I think we all agreed upon it. And there's going to be, I'm not sure what day, I think they did set a date in June. I want to say 16th or something like that. Memorial. And I also mentioned to Meryl that we were doing trail markers, and she said, well, that might be a good day. Maybe some of the people at the memorial can help with the trail markers. And that's all.
Well, we definitely appreciate the tell Meryl we appreciate the help of the trail markers. What we found in the past, though, we keep the trail markers pretty tight to the commission, and the reason is, though volunteers are very well intentioned, we had that many years ago where they made many mistakes. So we try not to have too many volunteers in the forest marking the trails, because though well-intentioned, it becomes a problem afterward if they don't do the trails right. So, but
Yeah.
Thank them for that. And I just want to kind of put out to the commission, so they're going to be doing, and I think I asked this, or I might have emailed you guys. They're planting a tree in memorial for this gentleman who passed. I did not know him, but it's going to be indigenous. They planted a tree indigenous to the forest. They're consulting with Kelly. Does anybody have any issues with that whatsoever from the commission standpoint?
No.
Yeah. I make very few executive decisions. I thought this one was a very easy one, as long as they went through Kelly to make sure A, it was indigenous, and B, it was put in the right spot, right? Because A, I don't want that memorial tree, in the middle of the parking lot where, God forbid, or or somewhere where development might happen in the forest. But so they have a mutually agreed spot. It's going to be indigenous to the forest, and I think it's a good thing. So I didn't want to. So we're in good shape on that one. Perfect.
Do you think they're going to put any kind of sign or plaque or anything that this tree dedicated in memory of something?
I don't know, Frank. There's a few of those in the forest, and they're very far and few between. If they decide to do that, we don't have a lot of them. I don't really think there is precedent of having a few of those in the forest. I don't think it's really a bad thing at this point. I don't think it would be. Yeah, it wouldn't be a neon sign on I-95 billboard type thing.
Right.
So, I'm sure it would be done the right way. But thank you. I did. It was vetted. It wasn't just done. Oh yeah, go ahead and do it. I wanted to make sure Kelly was on board with it, and we went through that. And that was because we missed the meeting last month. That was the only reason why. Tree trimming, St. James. Any other new business?
Hey, Bob, this is Bill.
Sure.
I just want to mention that I've been told that Peters Lane into the forest is on the list to get repaved this year. And it needs it desperately.
So that's a double-edged sword, Bill. I will tell you. So part of me says, yes, it does need to be repaved because but the other part is, because the road in its condition is the way it is, it forces cars to go at a slower rate. So
very good.
Yeah, so no good deed goes unpunished, Bill. You realize that, right?
Right.
So I don't know. I can argue both very well. I'm going to let my commissioners kind of jump in here and give their views on this.
Well, it is scheduled in the spring because I talked to the mayor. And you're correct. The cars are driving very fast, but the potholes are very, very ridiculous. Since the dog park opened, it has gotten so bad.
Yeah, and there is liability for the town of obviously if cars get damaged on the road. So there, there's like I said, no good deed goes unpunished, right? So I will tell you though, Bill, and I'm going to say tell you, but I will articulate. I have I have concerns once that's paved that is now a new speedway in town. So I think if once it's paved, I think traffic enforcement's going to have to step it up there or put signs up or something. But
how about some speed bumps?
Yeah, speed bumps are tough. The problem with speed bumps is during snow plowing, it becomes a hot mess.
Yeah.
There's no either A, it ruins the truck, or B, it just doesn't get plowed correctly. So speed bumps, although they sound great, they cause their own angst, for lack of better words.
There's
Anybody
also
else have any comments? Go ahead, Chuck.
well, there's also the really wide speed humps, they call them, which are much more of a gradual. They're very wide. It takes you a while to get from, grade 0 to 6 inches and then back down. You do it over the course of 6-8 feet, which might be okay with the plows. I don't know.
I'm way out of my wheelhouse here. So I'm looking for anybody's expertise on this. But I do know a brand new paved road down there with curves is going to be very attractive for speeders going down that road. That I do know.
And it's a very narrow, windy road too.
It is. There's a lot of recipes for disaster on it. I don't know the answer on that.
Hey, Bob, can I add?
Yeah, I want you to add. I need people to add on this one because I'm really lost. Go ahead.
This is Ed Bitsko, yeah. Just with volume of car traffic going to the dog park, I was wondering or if it's possible to just look into running maybe a trail possibly parallel to that road, where the blue trail dumps off onto the road there. If we could look at some way of maybe creating some footpath that stays in the forest rather than going on the road. Hello?
Yes. The answer is yes. We could look into that. If you could put that in the minutes, Aileen, we'd have to talk to Kelly on that. I think it kind of the way, because UI just came through there and blazed a lot, took out a lot of trees near the lines there. It probably wouldn't be that difficult to do that. And from a safety standpoint, yeah, because I walk on that road too, from the Blue Trail down to the pavilion, and it gets a little ugly there, right, with cars coming.
It's become very busy.
We just gotta. If people drive, I think the speed limit there is 15. I mean, if they drive the speed limit, it's not that dangerous. It's the problem is they don't. And do you want to do enforcement up there? And that's always a double-edged sword as well, right? Because then that doesn't make happy people taking their dog out for a walk and getting a $200 fine.
Hey, Bob.
I don't know the answer.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, Bill. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Frank.
The speed limit sign that's illuminated and shows your speed compared to the actual speed. I mean, they tend to slow me down sometimes. I don't know if they're that expensive to install and if that can be put up there on that road.
Yeah, you know what? That's a great idea, Frank. I'm gonna look at. Is everybody okay with having an illumination sign when cars go by it? I mean, they're not going by at night, so it's not going to really affect wildlife down there. That's probably not a bad idea, Frank. I think that's
there's
ways.
There's one on Wilcoxon that seems to work pretty good.
Yeah, Aileen, if we could put in the minutes to look into that, that'd be great. And Kelly will read that. Maybe we can just price it out in SPD. Yeah, something needs to be done. If they're paving that, I think it's going to be a problem. I really do, unfortunately.
Well, the problem these days, whether I'm driving on 95 or local roads in Stratford or anywhere, there's such disrespect for all the traffic rules these days, and there's very little enforcement. We sit at the corner of Whippoorwill and Cut Spring one day, and you'll see cars just fly through the stop sign. Don't even slow down, just fly through the stop sign. And
No, I'm not disagreeing with you, Bill, on that. But I again, our jurisdiction doesn't go there. Our jurisdiction's really in the forest itself, and I just know cars go pretty quick. The only thing that's slowing them down right now is a $2,000 bill from when they bottom out their car on that pothole. So, but I don't want to. Listen, I get both arguments. But I just want to make sure we have an answer when the newly paved road's there. Good discussion though. Any other new business? Bill, you brought, I don't want to prolong the meeting, but Bill did bring up, and I think everybody here might know, there was some graffiti, anti-Semitic graffiti in the forest in the past 7 to 10 days. Mayor's office immediately, I found out really a couple days after, but I know the mayor's office was all over it and to remove the graffiti. I haven't heard any complaints, Bill. So usually that's usually the best barometer that it's removed. But if you know it's not, we could double check. If you could check with Mike Downs, Bill.
yeah, and the last
Make
I
sure.
heard was on Saturday, the mayor said it will get done on Monday, and knowing her, I imagine it did get done.
Yeah, and that was last Saturday. That was in this Saturday, I'm pretty sure, right? Was it this Saturday?
Yeah, this Saturday.
Oh, wow, everything's kind of combining. Yeah, so I'm gonna assume it was. Has anyone been in the forest this week? I haven't been in the forest this week. So.
Where's the graffiti? I've been there every day.
Okay. Bill, do you know where it was?
Yeah, wasn't it the
I thought it
pavilion?
was near the pavilion. I thought it was
I
near the
think so.
pavilion.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Then I think it was removed.
Yeah, I think that might have been removed as early as Sunday, Bill. It was gone quickly. That would have been. I'm sure, Bob. We'll double check on that, but
Yeah.
I'm sure that would have been. People would have been. It's Wednesday night. I would have gotten phone calls and something like that on that. And I just want to go on record, commend the mayor for jumping on that quickly, because there's no that silliness needs to not be part of our forest. So
It was on the trees.
I think this one was on. This was on other stuff too, but I know it was. I saw pictures of it. I knew it was being handled, so I didn't micromanage it through. When the mayor's office says it's going to get done, especially graffiti being removed, they're pretty on top of it. I haven't really had complaints that way.
I was there Sunday morning and I picked up a 12-pack of Budweiser that I thought was empty cans. Well, there was like 6 left. They were still full. I left. So somebody threw them out.
Ellen, are you going on record saying there's 3 left now?
I didn't drink any. It was cheap.
Okay.
But
So I just want to know that. Okay. Sorry. I had to call you out on that one.
Somebody
was
left in a hurry, huh?
Yeah, that was a layup. Come on. All right. Any old business?
Bob, sorry, I logged on late. Was there any discussion on the James Farm Road property or the that other parcel? I think was at the end of Patricia Lane over there. Any updates on those parcels?
I have no updates. I haven't heard anything at all on that. So I would say no. I would say, Peter, the best thing I would do is send an email to Kelly if you want to CC the commission, ask for an update. She's in a class tonight. That's why she couldn't make it here this evening. So
What-
I do not have an update on that.
What about adding those items to our continuing business? Because that's a pretty heavy impact to the forest, I believe.
I have no objection to that. We can add that to the agenda.
It'd be nice to just
Fair
stay on
enough.
top
Yeah,
of
on
that.
continuing items. I think that's fair. If you
Yeah,
just so we don't, just so it stays on the radar. That could be I'll call it the K item since we have J already for St. James. We'll go K with that.
Yeah,
And
I know that
the Patricia Lane and James Farm.
I know the conservation.
I don't have an update. Does anybody know Bill, do you have any updates on that? Do you know?
Well, the only thing I heard was a rumor that they made a ridiculous offer to trade that for something else in town, and they laughed at it.
Oh, that's true. They're right. They wanted to do something on Ferry Boulevard, right, or Shore Road or somewhere.
Something, yeah.
I did see that. Any other old business?
Yeah, just go back for a minute to the boardwalk and what Ed said about needing manpower. It occurred to me that the Stratford Old Timers and Bob Mastroni have expressed an interest in doing some projects in town, and they might be interested. And they've got some not so old guys that are members, and they're pretty talented. So we could reach out to them.
Yeah, those old timers. Don't let that name old fool you. There's a lot of skilled laborers. When I say laborers, I know one that's a very skilled mason on that group.
Yeah,
So
Rob.
that's that's who I'm thinking of too. So that wouldn't be a bad thing to tap into, Bill. Great point.
I'll mention it to Bob and see what he thinks. Okay.
We'll even buy him sandwiches if he gets that done. We can find that in the budget. So
They'd be happy with donuts.
yeah, I know they would be. That's a lot of donuts. I know those guys. Good.
Awesome.
That's good stuff. Thank you.
Yeah.
Any other old business or new business? If none, I'll look for a motion to adjourn.
I actually have a.
Oh, sorry. Chuck, what?
That's right. Sorry, I was on mute. The siding project in Scoutland, the Scout did call and ask for an update as to when they could deliver and what the price would be if it's gone up. And he's expecting a call back.
Awesome.
All right. So there's a check, right? There's a check somewhere on that, right? Laying at the town.
Yes.
So under D, Aileen, that's under item D. I'm sure you're all over it already. Thank you. Any other updates, questions? Thank you so much on that, Chuck.
Yeah, that's great.
If none, look for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn, Bill O'Brien.
Motion to adjourn.
Great. Second, Frank and Bill, Aileen will decipher who got first. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, so carried. Thank you so much for your time and everything you guys do. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. Good job.
Thank you.
Everybody.